Good morning or good evening. It is 4:13 a.m. for me on Tuesday, January 4th, 2020. I'm here to share with you a very simple technique that you can use for the rest of your life to remove etheric, physical, emotional, mental, so on and so forth attachments. That means you're going to need to do the mental, spiritual, emotional, and wherever work you're at to actually get rid of this energy in your life, okay? You can't just sit there pretending you're cutting something. Um, Basic thing to know. Let me put this for you somewhere here. That way peace is upon you. Sorry for the sniffles. I just woke up and I have been asked from the dream world to share this with you because you people are wasting so much fucking money on charlatans and snake oil salesmen to do things for you that you can do yourself. Cord cutting. You do not want to ever cut a cord. That is the most energy vampiric thing you can ever do. If you're being taught to cut a cord, it is being taught to you to hurt you. Cutting a cord is the same thing as cutting a nerve ending or a root system. It simply regrows or it kills the thing that is being cut. What you want to do is cord dissolving, dissolution, dissipation, release, and acceptance. You do not ever want to cut a fucking cord and then do nothing. You are a living being connected through the tapestry of life to the root system of every living being, as if you are mycelium, as if you are a nervous system of the planet itself. I am right here. I'm talking to you. Okay? This is not scripted. This is not put anywhere. This is basic common knowledge every living being should know, and this should not be charged for. You never, ever, ever want to cut a cord. It is like cutting the root of a plant. You don't ever, ever, ever want to pull a cord. You are pulling something from the inside of a being you know nothing about. It's like pulling a nerve out of your the soles of your feet. That's like cord cutting. It's like pulling a nerve out of your sacral or solar plexus chakra. It hurts. You might not feel it physically, but you're going to feel it spiritually. What you want to do is cord dissolving. What I was taught at a very young age, what I was reshown in my 40s, and what I have been constantly reminded of by beautiful, sacred, holy teachers is that you want to dissolve them with the mental imagery of white golden light. You energize your hands. Step 1, you rub your hands together. Step 2, you move your hands over your body. Step 3, you feel where the palms of your hands tickle and where you mentally see the image of a octopus-like cord coming out of you. There are good ones, there are bad ones. You have to learn discernment to know which one is which. If a cord that is not meant to be cut, the divine will not allow you to remove it. It will continuously return until you resolve the issue. If you attempt to do a cord cutting or removal for someone else, and you do it in an ill-intended way or an ill-intelligent way, you will be damaged energetically, and it's not because God is punishing you. It's because that's how energy works. You don't cut a live wire and expect to not be electrocuted. So let this be a sign and notification to every living being in the universe. If someone is teaching you cord cutting, they either don't know the significance of cutting, they either said something incorrectly, what they meant was cord dissolving, or they're fucking energy vampires and they're trying to hurt you. Because if you're not going to go cut a root out of a plant, you're not going to go cut a cord out of a human being, are you? And you're not going to send emails to your followers and subscribers and say, here's a cord cutting ritual, join me. That's a mass sacrifice ritual. That is not a cord cutting ritual, that is a mass sacrifice ritual. Be aware what you guys are doing. Be aware of the charlatans, the false prophets, and the snake oil salesmen that copy and distort sacred teachings. You, as a living being, are part of an ecosystem, of an astral system, of a etheric system. You have a causal body, a celestial body, a solar body. You have a cosmic body. You have an earthly body. You have multiple chakra systems. You have multiple points within your system, which are called energy vortex centers. They are basically kind of like your kidneys, your ovaries, your throat, your heart. Each of them is an energy center. Your supposed chakras that you cannot see are the energy centers on the layer above the energy centers of your physical organs. Your etheric cords, your astral cords, your celestial cords, your tapestry cords are all different energy centers in your different bodies. When you remove a cord harshly, like an idiot, when you cut it, when you destroy it, when you do it with anger, you are hurting yourself and the other person. That's why they always come back to reconnect the cords, because it's not meant to be that way. Relationships have been broken up, people have been separated, people have been hurt, and some people have actually died. So do your fucking research. Stop paying other people to do this for you. Do it yourself. If you need support, go to someone wise who tells you the truth and teaches you how to do it instead of charges you money to do it for you. Okay? Recognize and discern the difference between what is there to help you and what is there to hurt you, because cords are not meant to be cut. When they are ready to go, they will dissolve naturally themselves when you are ready to let go of the thing you are attached to. They will dislodge and break apart just like a root system or a branch on a tree or a vine on a fucking flower or a kiwi plant or a grapevine. The extra cords will come off when the time is right on their own. If you're anxious about doing something and removing a cord, cutting it, or dissolving it, that is your prerogative, but make certain you know what you're doing and that you're ready to learn the lessons of the person, place, or thing you're attached to through different means. So if you're removing a cord from a person, rest assured, if that lesson wasn't learned, then that person's energy, that person's cord, that lesson you were supposed to learn through that person will be brought to you through a dog, a house, a car, a life experience, a financial setback, or something that teaches you the same lesson. Because God is wiser than you or those fucking fake card readers and energy workers. You do not need to pay anyone to give you a card reading. You do not need anyone to tell you how to read cards. You do not need to sit there listening to the guru or a fat man in a chair telling you exactly what to do or what colors are better for you or not. You don't need to sit there listening to me telling you who not to listen to. You don't need to go to someone else to do magic for you, witchcraft, black magic, white magic, gray magic, cancellation magic, intention work, speaking blessings over you, going to churches, praying in covens and collectives, forming different societies. You absolutely do not need to do this at all. What you are required to do as a living being is to recognize energy and discernment. That is it. Other than that, enjoy your fucking life and be a good person. It's not very difficult. So, again, never ever ever cut a cord. Never ever 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 remove a cord. Never ever 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 distort, or untangle a fucking cord. When it's time, it's time. When it isn't, you want to do it, don't you? Because it's not time to do it. That's why you want to do it. You want something, right? Which means you don't have something because it's not time for you to have the something. So, if you want to dissolve a cord, check your shadow work. Why are you avoiding the person, place, or thing? If you're trying to cut a cord with a bad habit, did you learn everything you needed to learn with that bad habit? Because if not, that addiction is going to come back in another way. All those projections you guys have over everybody, including me, are they really about me? Really? You've never done what I've given you examples by doing them here on TV for you? You've never done any of it? Really? I'm the only one? Really? That's cute. Do you lie to yourself often like that? See? That's a negative cord within you, isn't it? You can't dissolve it because you weren't even ready to admit it. You can't cut it because it'll just regrow back with 7 heads. Recognize the assholes in your life telling you what you need to be doing with your energetic system. Whereas the other assholes who tell you it's your energy, do what you want with it, but be smart about it. Which category do I fall into? The one yelling at you constantly in a very passionate, loving, motherly, fatherly voice telling you, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Or do you want to go to somebody who's sugaring you up and buttering you up just to open your wallets? It's time to look at what you guys are doing with your energetic systems. If you're paying for somebody to cut cords for you, or to do a Reiki healing for you, or to pull cards for you, or to do a private reading for you, they're all separate, different things, all of which you can do yourself. You don't need to learn how to read tarot cards from anybody. You look at the picture and you listen to your heart. You don't need to learn how to dissolve cords or to take cord cutting lessons or classes or rituals. You already know how to do it. It's common sense. It's innate knowledge in you. You don't need to have anybody do magical workings for you. Simply stop speaking negativity into your life, speak positivity into your life, and vibrate better. Be a better person. You don't have to sit there making YouTube channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers stealing money from people when you can go do what you love and get the money instantly, showered upon you. The only people that need to do horrible things are the people who aren't on their path. And if you see people charging money, like asking you for money, like, hey, join this cord cutting ritual. Hey, I have this astrology class for you. Hey, I have these freaking life coaching things for you. Recognize, are they teaching you something that they're claiming you don't know? Or is it that they're telling you exactly what you already know? Or are they asking you, well, what do you think? Because if you're coming to the readings with me, they're not just card readings, and you fucking know it. I read you your soul and I help you figure out how to be a better person instantly. The best version of you, and I navigate you to it. Your choice to walk it or not. But I'm not selling you a fucking product. I am not selling you, a method to do something. I'm simply holding sacred space for you, giving you videos, giving you tools, methods, meditations, sound healings through the videos, and then assisting you however you think you need to be assisted. And honestly, you don't need any help. You're God. I'm just here to remind you of that. But if someone else is sending you emails and private messages and they're telling you, pay for this reading, get this cord cutting ritual, dissolve this, your ex is coming back, they're doing this lover is doing that person's wearing purple, they're not real royalty, that person yells too much, they're not real holy people, that person's smoking, they're not real, they haven't dealt with their addictions or devil energy. Like, You do realize why that's happening, right? It's because the dark is terrified of the light. So I'm asking you, use your discernment. I have always put the power in your hands and pointed at the power already in your hands. I don't want anything from you. That's why the prices on my fucking channel are so insane. I don't want your money. If you're gonna pay me that much money, you better be ready to be enlightened in a way that you haven't been before. But I don't want your money. I don't want your super chats. I don't want your fucking anything. I don't even want your energy. I'm even sitting here telling you how to conserve your energy from other people who are trying to steal it from you. Do not pay for cord cutting rituals. Do not pay for any rituals. Do not pay for anyone to teach you anything. If you want to learn something, ask me. I will tell you how to figure it out yourself. If you need a course and a lesson to fucking be an engineer or a mechanic, take it. If you need a lesson to be a janitor, take it. But if you're taking classes to read tarot cards or to do astrology, shame on you. That's like breathing. That's innate knowledge within you. How dare you pay for somebody to tell you what your hair color is? It's like sitting there on Facebook taking quizzes. Who is your patron goddess? Can't you look in the mirror and ask your eyeball that instead? You have to pay $300 to somebody to flip a card for you to tell you that, the person isn't coming back? How silly is that? But if it's $20 and you're asking if somebody's coming back, or if it's $20 and you're asking somebody to remove a cord for you, that's easier for you to give your power away, isn't it? But if it's $666 for an hour-long card reading, you're like, well, I'm not giving all that money away. It kind of helps you realize it, doesn't it? Whereas these other venomous charlatans are out there saying, take this tarot class, take this astrology class, take this cord cutting class. Like, you don't need that. I've already taught you how to do that on this channel. How do you think they're having classes on those channels? They stole the information, they copied it, they made money off of it. Wake up, people. Wake up. They stole information and they're charging you for stolen information. It's so vividly flavored that can't you tell that it's because seasonings are used from different places? If it dreams very, very seldomly, if it's just constantly pointing at certain things that are, I don't know, if it's like claiming something in a weird, arrogant way, if it doesn't dream, what magic do you think it holds to teach? If it refuses to be taught. These fucking people all over the world, you must start to recognize discernment within yourself and the difference between right and wrong, between snake and wise one, between archon and aeon, between a living being and a synthetic replica. Never pay for a spiritual service. Ever. Ever. If you are ever in doubt of what you should or should not pay for, and you're trying to figure it out for clarity, ask somebody wise. If you're ever uncertain on how to do a magical technique, ask somebody wise. If you are in need of doing something magical, like removing a toxic attachment, then ask somebody wise for assistance. But do not pay for it. How many times have tables been turned over in churches? Do not pay for God's work. The earth itself created you out of itself. Do you really think it didn't put a fucking instruction manual inside your DNA? If you need assistance or help, you know damn well the Star Kindler is here to help you without any fucking cost. If you are paying for something that has been stolen from the Star Kindler and you're paying for it somewhere else, shame on you. It was given to you freely here. It was given to you freely here. They stole it. They charged you money for it. They made a fool of you. Then they send you emails and say, take this course, take this class, while they repeat the wording in these videos on this channel in their classes. And then they mock me, Celeste, the Star Kindler, so that you look down on me while they continuously watch my channels. This channel, the videos on this channel. I only have this one channel. I swear to Goddess God, I do. They watch it, and then they go back to their channels, and then they repeat the information they saw here. This is why I have not done any Patreon videos, because I don't want to give them even more access to that information. This information is being shared through me by Source, Gaia, to you, for everyone's benefit. If people are stealing from it, rest assured their empires will fall. And I would like for you, the people who are caught in the middle, to be in the safe zone. Because a lot of other channels right now are going to be falling away. A lot of people pretending to be card readers are going to be seen for the devils that they are. You will see this within the next 2 to 3 days, and then continuously for the next 10 to 20 years, probably. Depending on how long it takes for people to really wake up. But most definitely no more than really 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 months, and then 2 to 3 years until it's really 99% clean. It's the time of the harvest. So you can either be harvested with the wheat or with the chaff. Like, which one are you? The garbage or the compost? Or are you the fertile soil, or are you the fruit of the womb? Because people who are charging you for spiritual services are thieves. No one is ever supposed to charge you for doing energetic, etheric work. Whether it's a card reading, or whether it's fucking energy work, or Reiki, or Tantra, cord cutting, spell work, or speaking blessings on your life like Neville Goddard. And many others. Florence Scovel Shin and all that. This is what I do here on this channel for you for free, 24/7, whether you realize it or not. When you realize the gifts I have brought to you through this channel, please be kind to yourself, because you will realize how much of my gifts to you you've squandered, and then you went and paid for them from other channels when you were paying for the same thing you heard here for free, but you couldn't hear it here. You heard it over there because they brought it to you in a baby version, in a pop music bubblegum version. They wrote things I said here, and they copied them for you, and they made them more bite-sized, which is fine. The information is getting out, right? But you shouldn't have to pay for it. Now, fairly certain I might actually start shifting things around on this channel and like making it completely just Patreon, like $100 just to be a part of that channel. Maybe. I mean, I'm really trying to weed out all these liars, but I'd rather just leave it all completely open and completely in the light of God, so that you can all see I have nothing to fucking hide. I'm not in front of the camera because it's not about me. It's about the message. Take care of yourselves. Do not give money for spiritual work unless you feel grateful for the message you received and it helped you somehow. Never, ever, ever pay to have somebody tell you what to do or how to do it. Unless it's something like you're going to college to learn something. You're taking a class to learn how to do plumbing or car repairs. Never pay for spiritual work, because you bind yourself to the devil. And by the way, notice how many people are afraid to say Christ, Jesus Christ, and to mention the name of Christ on their channels or any divine figure, holy figure, sacred figure. Notice that. Notice who and where on these channels run from the name Yeshua or Jesus. Demons run from that name, not normal people who don't really have anything to do with religion or believe really devoutly. They're just like, oh, you're saying that name with a lot of passion. That's cool. But when people get really irritated when you say Christ, 911.